Hey guys, I wanted to take a minute to show y'all a new piece of gear I got, this Mastermind Pedalboard control from RJM Music Technology. This thing is killer. I'm going to give you just kind of a little brief overview of what it does, but how I use it. And this may be able to help some of you guys. I know a lot of y'all do kind of the same thing that I do at y'all's churches. But just a quick little overview. This is my board. It's nothing special. Just a quick little rundown. I go straight into the side of the board, which comes into the PBC, right? And then my pedals run in series. I start with the compressor, which is actually not hooked up at the moment, but I go to the full drive, then the sparkle drive, and then the tube screamer. I kind of layer these two for extra gain. This is kind of a lighter setting, a heavier setting, and then I use this more like a boost for like solos and stuff like that. And then from there, it goes out of the PVC into the volume pedal, and then I have a tuner out. This is modded by Dan over at This One's Mine. Anyways, from here it goes back into the PVC, and then this is where things get interesting. The PVC has a built-in line mixer, so it allows you to run your signal in series or in parallel for the last few loops. So I have my DM2, which is next in line, and then the DD5, which is set for some kind of rhythmic sound, either on mode 9 for dotted eighth delays or mode 8 for quarters. And then I run into another DD5 for like reverse delays. But what's great about this is my dry signal passes through the PVC, and no sound goes directly from one pedal into the next one. So this pedal gets a clean signal back into the mixer, this pedal gets a clean signal back into the mixer, and so on. So whenever you're getting output, you get a lot of good clean tone mixed in with your wet tones, which is really, really cool. And you can actually have that on or off based on presets. But what's really, really awesome is this thing will do stereo splitting for you. You can run mono or stereo. I run stereo out here. The way I do this is I kind of have a unique setup. I have an AC30 that I run through. So I run out of the PVC into this SGI transmitter box, which goes out of the board way off into another room that has my amp. But then also from the PVC running stereo, I run into this guy. This is one of the absolute best pieces of gear I've ever come across when it comes to amp modeling. This thing sounds absolutely fantastic. And I run straight out of here into a direct box, right into the house. And then what I do is I run in true stereo that way. But the thing sounds incredible. I highly recommend those. Anyways, let me tell you about the PVC real quick. So just to kind of start off, the PVC has a couple different modes here. Sorry, I actually just started up my Ableton with it, and I'll explain that in a second. But let me get back into regular mode here. So basically, you can have a bunch of banks here, right? And I've listed off, sorry, let me get this straight. I've listed off a bunch of different type of sounds. It says clean, light, dirt, stuff like that. And I can flip between them by using these different options here, and you can completely customize the color of these LEDs and so on. Anyways, this is like a bank up and a bank down switch, right? But also you have a switch button right here, which is what this does. This allows you, these two switches, whenever you're in this mode, allows you to control output A and output B of your amps, and you can run one or both together, and you can even invert one for if you have any phasing issues or something like that with a hold. So this is super customizable. Also, what this has is it has 3 buffers built in. One before the first input, and then one between inputs, I think 5 and 6, and then one between inputs 7 and 8 maybe. Or no, maybe this is in between 4 and 5, and then 7 and 8. This has a total of 10 loops, by the way. And then this right here will give you your dry signal, right? So very, very cool flexibility. Now back into my patches into my different preset mode here. But if I hit loop, right, so I'm on my light dirt setting, right? So what this does, it shows me all these loops are disengaged except for loop number 2. Which loop number 2, if I hit it, I have it labeled. That's the full drive 2, right? And if I want, I can turn on the full drive 3 or the loop 3, which gives me my sparkle drive, right? And if I want to save that, I can hold down this button and save that, and then that preset will be saved that way. So that's a really cool way. But what's awesome about this thing is it has what's called a setlist mode. So let me go into a setlist mode here. I've made a set list for this coming Sunday. All right. So the first song that we have is "Nothing Is Impossible," and I have only two presets for this song that I'm playing. I have like a dry sound, then I have a sound like a dirty sound with like some more delay. But then over here on this side, I actually control Ableton. If any of you guys use Ableton Live with your sets on Sundays, you're familiar with what this looks like, right? And so I have for each song, I have tracks for each song, right? And I also have a click-only track for each song in case something goes wrong. But what I can do is I go into my first preset here, and as you see, the tempo is already set for me, which is super cool. And I can hit this button right here, and Ableton starts up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, which is super cool. So from here, I'm in this preset, I'm playing guitar, I don't have to worry about anything, Ableton's running, right? And say I get to the next part of the song, I just moved into my next preset, which is already pre-programmed with, whatever assortment of pedals that I want going on. But with Ableton, let's say I need to run to click only real quick because somebody got off or something happened. I can just press this, and then on the next one, Ableton jumps to just click only. Right, now after that, there's not really a good way to get back into it. But say I want to stop everything, I just hold down my start button, and then Ableton will stop. Now if you notice over here, I have a tap tempo. I know it says mute. I've reassigned the switch. You can actually reassign all of your switches to anything that you want. But I've reassigned the switch to be a tap tempo, and it's synchronized with the computer. So whenever I start it, if you can hear it, but it's pretty much right in time. And you can change your BPMs per song, right, which is really cool. So say we're done with that song, now I can bank up. Next song is here for you. It shows me options. I have verse 1, verse 2, chorus, bridge, instrumental. So I can hit this one, start up Ableton, Ableton's running, and I'm in verse 1, right? Intro and verse 1. Verse 1's off to a start, and then move into verse 2, right? A little bit grittier sound, but it switches up all my settings here. Verse 3, and so on. Anyways, and then I can roll through the rest of the set list same way. And we're doing my surrender. It shows me all my presets, and then closer. Anyways, this thing is so unbelievably flexible. The only downside to all the flexibility is it has a tremendous there's just a tremendous amount of things you can do with it. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, and there's a lot of setup, for whenever you're ready to play your first week with it, especially if you're doing something like controlling Ableton with it. But being able to control all of my pedals, not have to worry about tap dancing around, and control Ableton all from one unit right here is just incredible. It's like, it's better than anything I've seen so far. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you guys. It's been kind of an interesting week for me going through this. But if y'all have any questions about it or anything, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. I don't know if he's on these pages, but big shout out to Ron at RJM Music Technology. That guy, he's helped me out so much, and just super, super cool. Their customer support there is great. They will do anything they can to help you and answer any questions. But if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to ask. And otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching.